Next up at UFC Mexico, we have the main event of the evening. We have a very interesting fight. I have mentioned in a few videos, there have been 8 fight nights this year. And in those 8 fight nights, 4 of them have been headlined by former UFC world champions, and 0 of them have won their fights yet. 0. And Brandon Moreno is a big-time favorite here. Maybe he can buck that trend. Brandon Moreno is 22-8 in his career. He is 3-2 in his last 5. He's coming off that bounce-back win over Amir Albazi. He's taken on the 2-fight losing skid Steve Erceg, who cannot seem to get a win after that title loss. Brandon Moreno, as we all know, former flyweight champion of the world. He is one of the division's best. If you're looking at all-time divisional flyweight champs, I mean, obviously DJ's in the mix, and then Brandon Moreno's got to be in that conversation. He's an absolute dog. He's a ton of fun to watch. He's very tough, great chin, puts on a nonstop pace, and while you might be able to rip apart his actual technical acumen and what he does, technically speaking, he's a little sloppy. The dude's durable. He will move forward, and he will bring a fight to anyone. Brandon Moreno is also coming off that win over Amir Albazi, where a lot of people felt like Amir's wrestling was going to be too much, but Brandon was old school Brandon, just tough, in your face, didn't stop moving forward, and he got that win. He's taking on Steve Erceg. Steve Erceg is supposed to be like a phenomenal national level wrestler out of Australia. And while we've seen some flashes of wrestling, he doesn't come out here with that wrestling game plan. He wants to strike at distance. He's a long guy. He wants to strike at distance. If there is a scramble, he tries to snatch up submissions. He's pretty well-rounded on paper. He did work his way to a title shot. A lot of people think he somehow won that fight against Pantoja. I did not. I thought Pantoja won with the 8 takedowns. But people do seem to like Steve Erceg, that long-distance striking and that sort of inside the scramble type grappling. He is coming off that quick knockout loss to Kai Kara France, where the speed was just way too much. Kai, much shorter, much less long, right? What the fuck is that? And he was able to get to Steve Erceg, and he got to him quick, and he put him out. The reality is that I was hoping a lot of people were going to be on Steve Erceg here. If we look at the opening odds, the odds makers set it as Steve Erceg should win this fight. Almost instantly, those odds flipped. Almost instantly. The money came in, went to the Moreno side. Moreno is now the favorite, as he should be the favorite. I wish he wasn't as big of a favorite, but he should be the favorite. We've seen Steve Erceg get finished. We've seen Steve Erceg get out-grinded. Brandon Moreno can finish. Brandon Moreno can grind. And yes, he's a little sloppy. He can make some mistakes. He gets hit, but he's nuts durable. He's a guy that's going to move forward. He is not going to get exhausted. He's not going to quit in front of his own people. Brandon Moreno is just going to grind, and win this fight by any means necessary. And that's what we've seen him do in the past, and he's going to do it again here. Brandon Moreno is the pick. Pretty confident in that. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Yeah, this is to me, this seems like it's headed towards a carbon copy of a Dominic Reyes situation. Dominic Reyes came in and was beating some people, but not crazy high level. He knocks out, Chris Weidman, and you're like, okay. And then it's all of a sudden it's like, oh, he's getting a title shot. And then he fights John Jones. It's like, oh my God, he just beat John Jones. And then it's like, but he didn't beat John Jones. Then he fights his next fight and he gets knocked out. And then you're kind of wondering, like, was he actually that guy? Or is he kind of just a flash in the pan versus John Jones? Now you watch Steve Erceg. He's beating some guys. Then he knocks out a guy like Matt Schnell. And you're like, okay, you knocked out Matt Schnell. It was a great knockout. Then it's like, oh shit, this guy's getting a title shot. Then it's like, oh shit, he almost beat Pantoja, a reigning champion. Looked great. And it's like, just one little mistake. Fights his next fight, gets knocked out. And you're like, is Steve Erceg really that guy? We're going to answer a lot of questions about Steve Erceg in this fight. And unfortunately for me, for Steve Erceg too, I think that Brandon Moreno kind of sends him down that Dominic Reyes path, because Brandon Moreno is a guy that's been there, done that. We all know the accolades and stuff, but the striking, the way that he strikes, Steve Erceg against okay strikers can really use his height, his length, and his footwork to kind of stay out of danger. He's a long guy for the division, and he really trusts his length. And I watched that Kai Kara France fight, and it seemed like that city kickboxing team, as much I trashed them, really picked up on that early, because that left hand that Kai Kara France landed a few minutes into that fight, 3 or 4 minutes, whatever it was. He threw like 40 seconds into that fight and came about that close from landing a shot because Steve Erceg is just kind of a straight back, lean back, and he keeps his hand up here, but he just kind of leans back, and he really trusts that length. And as the fight goes on, he starts to get a little bit lazier and lazier with kind of getting back, because what he does as a striker, he's a counter striker. He wants you to throw, get just out of range so he can counter strike. Brandon Moreno is a guy that really is long with his strikes. He's long with his calf kicks. He's long with his jab. He can be long with his other type of strikes. He doesn't have to stand right in front of you. And if I was Brandon Moreno, I would start setting stuff up with a body jab, a long body jab, a long body jab, start dropping those hands, and then start replacing with a real jab. And if you're Brandon Moreno, in my opinion, if you hear this a lot, the commentators talk about it, be first and be last. And I think that's what Brandon Moreno is going to do in this fight. He's going to set up his long jab. He's going to wait for the counter of Steve Erceg. He's going to cover up because he's very good technically, defensively, and then he's going to be last in the combinations as well. And whoever gets their jab going first is going to win this fight. I think it's going to be Brandon Moreno early getting that jab going. And once he gets that jab going, he draws out the strikes from Erceg, and then he counters back. Be first, be last, dominate the fight with the boxing. Erceg, I don't think he's going to be able to wrestle a guy like Brandon Moreno. He's shown good sprawling, all that type of stuff. I do worry that at times, what I did see in the film, especially in that Albazi fight, is as Brandon Moreno starts getting more comfortable and confident, you can see the confidence build in his striking. He really enjoys, and the reason I bring this up is because Steve Erceg's got a good jab. He really starts timing people's jab. When he throw the jab, he will throw his right hand over top of the jab. You see that a lot with strikers. The issue with Brandon Moreno is, as the fight goes on, he's getting more confident. He starts getting a little bit heavier and a little bit heavier with the way that he throws that right hand. I'm sure Steve Erceg knows that, and they're going to try and set up the jab. He's going to come with the right hand. If he starts overcommitting with that right hand, Steve Erceg could set a trap for him. I worry about that a little bit, so I wouldn't commit fully with that right hand. But Brandon Moreno's long with that jab, and I think he's the better striker here, and I think he's going to get it done.
Yeah, Jakey Boy and I on the same side here. A couple of things I saw in the comment section. Somebody said the UFC hates Steve Erceg with these matchups. What the fuck are they supposed to do? The dude just fought for a title. What are they supposed to do?
Yeah, out of nowhere, yeah.
Yeah, like what are they supposed to do? Just let him fight the number 15 in the world? Like, this is an appropriate matchup, as was his last one. Dude, Kai Kara-France was coming off, a layoff and a lot. Like, these are appropriate matchups. These aren't like a UFC newcomer who they fed to the wolves. They gave him a title shot. They don't hate him.
I think we're going to get a vintage Moreno submission win.
I would love it. Brandon Moreno's got to be one of the most likable guys. Like, how could you not like this guy? Famously, if you go back to Jacob and I's vlog at UFC 303, we were in sort of the VIP section.
I never even saw him in there, which is crazy.
Tiny. He's fucking so small.
Like, you had a whole conversation with him, touching him all the time, and you were touching all over that.
Yeah, I put my arm. I didn't touch him.
You were literally
I didn't touch him.
Every time you say a word, you touch him and you squeezing him and you're rubbing his neck, and I think you were rubbing your hand through his hair.
Us cultured people, like Latinos, Italians.
Yeah, call your black friend again.
Torrance. Let's see. It's 11:30 his time. That's why he didn't answer when I called. He's in New York or California. He's in either New York or California. He's in one of those two. Listen, the reality is, Brandon Moreno's an insanely likable dude, and you can't possibly root against him. I don't see how, unless you're Australian or a Mrs. Erceg, I don't know how you root against the guy. And then you look at his actual fight skills, and he hits hard, and he grapples well, and he's durable, and he doesn't quit. He won the belt against all odds, defended, like he's done all the things. Brandon Moreno is...
Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next week, but I will be a champion. What a great, for him to be a champion after that is fucking...
Dude, and the funniest part is, if
he comes back and wins the belt too, it's like, Jesus Christ, man. Because because I like Brandon, I like his mentality as well, because we were talking about Molly and the self-awareness and stuff. He felt himself kind of falling out of love with the sport, and he realized that, and most fighters just try to push through that, and they start piling up losses because they're just not fully in it, but they try and just push through because it's all they really know. This motherfucker was like, listen, I don't really enjoy the sport right now. I'm going to take a step back, right? I'm going to kind of regroup until I find the love of the sport again, and now you can really tell that he really enjoys and loves the sport all over, and he's all over again. Listen, I had Amir Albazi as my lock of the week against Brandon Moreno. biggest mistake I ever fucking made. And unlike Angelo, I don't make mistakes twice. So,
I mean, that is true. But we're all on the Moreno side here. He should get it done. I loved your Dominic Reyes analogy. That's a phenomenal analogy.
I mean, it's literally like if he.
Yeah, no, it's phenomenal.
It's a 1-for-1, honestly, at this point.
Yeah,
and I like Steve Erceg. I had Steve Erceg over Pantoja. That was the only. I only picked 2 pay-per-view main events wrong last year, and one of them was the Erceg over Pantoja, which is almost right.
Some people think I actually don't know why
didn't win
people.
That fight.
I was gonna say a lot of people felt he won that fight, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
No,
like,
everyone knew that
times.
that last takedown attempt at the end or whatever it was. I mean, even he was like, "Yeah, it was fucking. I blew it."
Yeah, I mean I was surprised so many people felt that way, but I mean that's the sport, right? You pick a side, you love that side, you believe in that side, and you'll tell yourself anything you want to. Hopefully that's not the case here. I think we're all on the Moreno side. I haven't seen a lot of people picking Erceg here. If you do want to check out all the picks, not just this fight, not just me and Jacob, but BetSam, Artem, the artificial intelligence, everything's available at WeWantPicks.com. Just click become a member at the top. $1.99 super chat from Jafar Raza. I don't get this for shit. He said, I would like to invite to my family suite at 314. Oh, is he inviting us to? Oh, UFC 314. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Well, thank you. I mean, I'm not around for UFC 314, but that's very generous of you. Where's 314? It's in Miami. Right?
Welcome to Miami.
Yeah, Mbendimo Amiyami. It's for the look. I don't like it. We appreciate the super chat and the offer. And here's the pitch. Go to your app store, search We Want Picks, download the app. The app is free, you cheap sons of bitches. It's a free app, and you're going to get push notifications. The push notifications will notify you of anything of any importance whatsoever. And if you happen to be a premium member, some of those push notifications will let you know when we place picks, when we place bets. Inside of the app, you'll have access to the brand new optimizer. You'll have access to the fight simulator. You'll have access to the data analyzer. You'll have access to the line movement tracker. You'll have access to the prop hunter. You'll have access to everybody here. Me, BetSam, Jacob, Artem, the artificial intelligence. WeWantPicks.com. Click become a member at the top. And if you want 50, we'll send you 50. Use the affiliate links. Jakey boy, any last words for the people in what is quite literally our longest live stream ever?
Nope.
We appreciate you watching. We were flexing up to like almost 800 live viewers. We appreciate you on a random Tuesday night for UFC Mexico. Like, subscribe, do all the things, and I thank every last one of you.